Hi students, hope you and your family are safe at home. In the previous class, we have discussed about polynomials, basic definitions like what is meant by leading coefficient, degree of a polynomial, different types of polynomials based on its degree, and the value and zero of a polynomial, and finally geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial. Then we discussed about graphs of linear and quadratic polynomials also. In this class, I am going to explain about relationship between zeros and coefficients of polynomials. For quadratic polynomial, if alpha and beta are zeros of ax square plus bx plus c, then alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. So alpha plus beta is nothing but sum of zeros. Alpha beta is nothing but product of zeros. These two equations can be written like this also. Sum of zeros is equal to minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Product of zeros is equal to constant by coefficient of x square. These are the two relations which gives the relationship between zeros and coefficients of a quadratic polynomial. Because here alpha and beta are zeros of the polynomial, yes, we have taken like that, we assume like that. A, B, and C are the coefficients which are available in the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. In particular, A is coefficient of x square, B is coefficient of x, whereas C is constant term. Therefore, these two equations you can consider as the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Let us verify these relationships are true or not by taking some quadratic polynomials. Let us start with the polynomial x square plus 7x plus 12. Yes, this is a quadratic polynomial because degree is 2 here. I want to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients of this quadratic polynomial. For this purpose, first of all, I have to find the zeros. To find the zeros, we have to equate the polynomial to 0. That is x square plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. To find zeros of this polynomial, factorize this polynomial by using suitable method. The methods available are splitting middle term or by using algebraic identities. You can use any method to factorize this quadratic polynomial. Now here I am following splitting the middle term method. Now x square plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. It's a quadratic polynomial. Here you can have a is 1, b is 7 and c is 12. Coming to AC is 12, 1 into 12 is equal to 12. You have to select the sortable pair of factors whose product is 12 and whose sum is 7. And no doubt the sortable pair here is 4 and 3, whose product 4 into 3 is 12 and sum is 4 plus 3 is 7. So in place of 7x I can write 4x plus 3x. Therefore we are splitting the middle term 7x in this way, that is 4x plus 3x. Therefore this equation becomes x square plus 4x plus 3x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now we have 4 terms, we have to group them to 2 groups, x square plus 4x and 3x plus 12 as second group. Now in the first group we can take x common, x into x plus 4 plus In the second group, I can take 3 as common. 3 into x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now from the two groups, I can take x plus 4 as common. X plus 4 into, here I have taken x plus 4 as common. The remaining is x plus, in the second group, x plus 4 we have taken as common. The remaining factor is 3. Therefore, x plus 3 is equal to 0. That means we factorized the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 12 as x plus 4 into x plus 3, product of two linear polynomials. By equating these two linear polynomials to zeros, we will get the respective zeros. If x plus 4 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0, from the taking 4 to right side, x is equal to minus 4. From here, taking 3 to right side, we will get x is equal to minus 3. Therefore, to find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, equate the polynomial to 0, factorize the polynomial, and equate the two linear polynomials to 0 separately, you will get the respective two zeros. Here the zeros I got for p of x are minus 4 and minus 3. Here p of x is nothing but the given polynomial. Now we have zeros in our hand. Let's verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients for quadratic polynomial, whether they are true or not in this case. Now here a is 1, b is equal to 7 and c is equal to 12. It's very clear from the given polynomial. Whatever zeros I got, I'll take the first zero as alpha and the second one as beta. Here zeros are minus 4 and minus 3. Now take alpha is equal to minus 4 and beta is equal to minus 3. I'll find all the four values. Four values are alpha plus beta, minus b by a and c by a. To find alpha plus beta is equal to sum of zeros only. Alpha I taken as minus 4 plus minus 3. Both are having same signs, add them, minus 7. Alpha beta product, that is minus 4 into minus 3. 4 3s are 12 and minus and minus plus. Now go for minus b by a. Minus the value of b is 7, minus 7 by a is 1. Minus 7 by 1 is nothing but minus 7. Let's go for c by a. C is 12 and a is 1. Therefore, c by a is equal to 12 by 1. That is 12. From the above, very clear. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus 7. And minus b by a is also minus 7. Both are equal. Whereas alpha beta is equal to 12 and c by a is equal to 12. From this, we can conclude these two equations. Therefore, for the polynomial whatever you are taken, x square plus 7x plus 12, the relationship between the zeros and coefficients is verified. Here what we have done is, A has given a quadratic polynomial. First we calculated its zeros by using sortable method here. Just equate the polynomial to 0. By using sortable method, factorize this. That means express this polynomial as product of two linear polynomials. Equate them to zeros. You will get the respective zeros. After this, find all the four values, alpha plus beta, minus b by a and c by a, and check whether they are equal or not. Okay, in this problem, we verified the relationship between zeros and coefficients. Let us take one more polynomial. X square plus 3x minus 10. Here, first of all, I will find the zeros. Equate the given polynomial to 0. X square plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Here coefficient of x square is 1 and constant term is minus 10, and therefore 1 into minus 10 is minus 10. Find factors of minus 10. Express minus 10 as product of two numbers whose sum is 3. Therefore here I can take minus 2 into 5. Minus 2 into 5 is minus 10, whose sum is plus 3. Therefore in place of 3 I can write 5 minus 2. Okay, x square plus 5 minus 2 into x minus 10 is equal to 0. For 3 we have written as 5 minus 2, whose product is minus 10. Now we go for distributive property, 5x 5x minus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. first two terms as one group and last two terms as another group. From first two terms common x, remaining is x plus 5. From the last two terms common minus 2, remaining is x plus 5 will have. From both the groups common x plus 5. From first group if you take x plus 1 5 as common, remaining is x minus. From the second group by taking x plus 5 as common, remainder is 2. Therefore we express the given quadratic polynomial as product of two linear polynomials. Equate them separately to 0, we will get the respective zeros as minus 5 and 2. Now we will verify whether the required relations are true or not. It is very clear, a is coefficient of x square, that is 1, and b is coefficient of x, that is 3 here, and c is constant term, that is minus 10. Let us take the two zeros as alpha and beta. Take alpha is equal to minus 5 and beta is equal to 2. We'll find all the four values, that is first alpha plus beta, minus 5 plus 2, both are having opposite signs, we have to do subtraction. 5 minus 2 is 3, and larger number having minus sign, minus 3 will get. Alpha beta is minus 5 into 2, that is minus 10. Minus b by a, if b is 3, we will have to write minus b, minus 3 by a is 1, we will get minus 3 by 1, that is minus 3. C by a, c is minus 10, minus 10 by a is 1, minus 10 by 1 is nothing but minus 10. We observe the values, alpha plus beta is minus 3 and minus b by is also minus 3, both are equal. Alpha beta is minus 10 and c by is also minus 10, and these two are equal. Therefore, from the above we can conclude the two values are equal. Hence the relationship between the zeros and coefficients is verified in case of x square plus 3x minus 10. Let's take one more problem. 5x square minus 4 minus 8x. Now let's verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients in case of this polynomial 5x square minus 4 minus 8x. First of all, I have to find the zeros of this polynomial. The given polynomial is 5x square minus 4 minus 8x. We have to equate this polynomial to 0, but this is not in standard form. We know what is meant by standard form. We have to write the terms of the polynomial in either increasing order of its powers of the variable or decreasing order of powers of the variable. In general, we follow the decreasing order of powers of the variable. 5x square highest variable, highest power 10, 5x square, then minus 8x minus 4 is equal to 0. This is the, you can write the given polynomial like this. Now let's factorize this one to find its zeros. 5x square minus 8x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now 5 into minus 4 is minus 20. We have to find, we have to write minus 20 as product of two numbers whose sum is minus 8 or whose sum is 8. Now I can take 10 into minus 2 is minus 20. I can write 8 as 10 minus 2 also. Okay, check these two lines. Check these two lines, both are true only, no doubt at all. 5x square minus 8x minus 4 is equal to 0. I can write 5x square minus of, in place of 8 I am writing 10 minus 2 whose product is minus 20 into x minus 4 is 0. Applying distributive property, 5x square minus 10x plus 2x is minus 4. If you check from here also, minus 10x plus 2x is equal to minus 8x, no doubt. Now we have four terms. Grouping, go for grouping of first two terms as one group and last two terms as one group. A common 5x, you can take a 5x as common from the first two terms. So 5x into x minus 2. And from the second group I can take 2 as common. 2 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. From these two groups I can take x minus 2 as common. X minus 2 into, here remainder is 5x plus here remainder is 2. Therefore 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now we expressed the given polynomial as product of two linear polynomials. They are x minus 2 and 5x plus 2. Equate them separately to 0. We will get the respective zeros. Here x minus 2 is equal to 0. From this I will get x is equal to 2. 5 plus 2 is equal to 0. From this I will get x is equal to minus 2 by 5. Therefore, zeros of given polynomial p of x are 2 and minus 2 by 5. Therefore, we calculated zeros of the given polynomial. Now let us verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients is true or not in this case. Now here a is 5 because the coefficient of x square is 5. B is coefficient of x, that is minus 8. C is constant term, that is minus 4. Now let's go for verification of the required relationships. Take 1 0, 2 as alpha, the other 0 as beta, that is minus 2 by 5. Let's calculate alpha plus beta first. Alpha plus beta is equal to 2 plus minus 2 by 5. Now let's go for the LCM of denominators 1 and 5. Okay, 1 5 is 5 and 5 into 2 is 10. Now 5 ones, 1 into 2 is 2, and this is 10 minus 2 is 8 by 5 will get. Alpha beta is 2 into minus 2 by 5. 2 means 2 by 1. Product of numerators 2 into minus 2 is minus 4. Product of denominators 1 into 5 is 5. Minus 4 by 5 will get alpha beta. Now minus b by a is, now here b is minus 8. Minus b will become minus of minus 8, that is plus 8. A is anyway, it is 5. 8 by 5 will get. Coming to c by 5, c is minus 4. C minus 4 and a is 5. If you observe the values, minus b by a is 8 by 5 is equal to alpha beta, that is also 8 by 5. Similarly, alpha beta is minus 4 by 5 is equal to c by a, that is minus 4 by 5. Therefore, from the above you can conclude alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Now in this case also, the relationship between the zeros and coefficients is verified. Let's have a look of one more quadratic polynomial. Five u square plus 10u. Let's go for factorization. As it has two terms, you don't depend on splitting middle term directly. 5u square plus 10u is equal to 0. You can take 5u as common. 5u into u plus 2 is 0. Equate them separated to 0. You get 5u is equal to 0. U is 0 by 5 is 0. And u plus 2 is equal to 0. You will get u is equal to minus 2. Therefore, the zeros of the given polynomial are 0 and minus 2. Now we will verify the relationships. Here a is 5, coefficient of u square, and b is 10 plus 10, coefficient of u. As there is no constant term, you can take c as 0. As we got two zeros as 0 and minus 2, take one 0 as alpha, that is here I have taken alpha is equal to 0. The other one as beta, beta is equal to minus 2. Therefore, alpha plus beta is 0 plus minus 2, we will get minus 2. Alpha beta, product of zeros, 0 into minus 2 is 0. Therefore, minus b by a is, here b is 10, minus b is minus 10 by 5, and 5 minus 2's, that is minus 2 I will get. Now c by a is, c is already 0, 0 by 5 is 0 only. Therefore, here I got minus b, alpha plus beta is minus 2 and minus b by is also minus 2. Alpha beta is 0 and c by is also 0. So from this I can conclude alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Therefore, in case of 5u square plus 10u, the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients is verified. Let's discuss about one more polynomial. Nine x square minus 6x plus 1. Here I have to find the zeros of this polynomial. Okay. Equate the polynomial to 0. Here yes, we can factorize this one, the left side of the equation, either by using splitting middle term or using sortable identity also. So this can be factorized by using an algebraic identity, as first and last terms are perfect squares. Yes, we can do this by using splitting middle term also. Now here I am following. I am factorizing by using an algebraic identity, in particular a minus b whole square, as the first and last terms are perfect squares. Now 9x square I can write it as 3x whole square, and the last term 1 I can write it as 1 square, which are like a square. This one I can consider as a square and this one as b square. The middle term should be minus 2ab, as it has minus sign. Minus 2 into a is 3x into b is 1, that is minus 6x. It is exactly coincides. Therefore this equation can be written as like this also, which looks like a square minus 2ab plus b square. I can apply the algebraic identity a minus b whole square. That's why 3x minus 1 whole square is equal to 0. Therefore 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. 3x is equal to, take on the right side, becomes plus 1, x is equal to 1 by 3. Here you may think that this has only one zero. Yes, it has only two zeros, but both the zeros are coincide. Okay. Therefore the zeros of the polynomial here are 1 by 3 and 1 by 3, both are equal in this case. Now we calculated the zeros of the given polynomial 9x square minus 6x plus 1. Let us verify the relationships. Before that, values of a, b, c are: a is 9, coefficient of x square; b equal to minus 6, this coefficient of x; c equal to 1, the constant term. Take the two zeros as alpha and beta. The alpha is 1 by 3 and beta is also 1 by 3. You have to find the four values. Alpha plus beta is 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3. Alpha beta is 1 by 3 into 1 by 3, this is 1 by 9. Minus b by a is minus of b is minus 6, minus of minus 6 by 9. Go for cancel, you will get 2 by 3. And c by a is c is 1. C by a is 1 by 9. If you see, this 2 by 3 and 2 by 3 are equal, and 1 by 9 and 1 by 9 are equal. From the above, you can easily conclude alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Therefore, in case of 9x square minus 6x plus 1, the quadratic polynomial, the relationship between the zeros and coefficients is verified. Now let's verify these relations in case of the polynomial t square minus 3. Before going for verification, we have to find its zeros. To find zeros of the polynomial, equate the polynomial to 0 always. Now t square minus 3 is equal to 0. Now you have to factorize the left side portion, that is t square minus 3. Here for factorization, yes, I can depend on either splitting middle term or any algebraic identity. Here surely I can depend on algebraic identity, that is a square minus b square, because t square can be written as t whole square, 3 can be written as root 3 whole square. Looks like a square minus b square. I can write a plus b into a minus b, that is t plus root 3 into t minus root 3. That means t square minus 3 is expressed as a product of two linear factors. Equate them to 0 separately, we get the respective zeros as minus root 3 and root 3. So the zeros of p of t are minus root 3 and root 3. Now we will verify the relations. Here a is equal to 1, that is coefficient of t square. B equal to 0, as coefficient of t is not there. Constant term is minus 3. Now let's verify the relations. By taking alpha is equal to minus root 3, beta is equal to root 3. Let's find alpha plus beta, that is minus root 3 plus root 3. Both are same values with opposite signs. The sum is 0. Alpha beta is product of zeros, minus root 3 into root 3. Minus and plus is minus, root 3 into root 3 is root 9, nothing but 3. Let's go for minus b by a, that is, as b is 0, minus 0 is nothing but 0 only. 0 by 1, 0. C by a is minus 3 by a is 1, and minus 3 I will get. And from the above it's very clear, the values alpha plus beta is 0 and minus b by is also 0, and alpha beta is minus 3, c by is also minus 3. We can conclude alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta is equal to c by a in this case. Hence the relationship between the zeros and coefficients is verified. Let's consider one more polynomial to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients in case of quadratic polynomial. Now here the polynomial I have taken is 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3. Now before going for verification of relationships, I have to find its zeros. To find zeros of a polynomial, we should equate the polynomial to 0. Here, equate the given polynomial 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3 is equal to 0. Here I will go for splitting middle term. That means for that we have to find, we have to write 5 as sum of two numbers whose product is equal to AC. A is 2 root 3 and C is root 3. Their product AC is equal to 2 root 3 into 2 root 3. The product AC is equal to 2 root 3 into root 3, that is 2 into 3 is 6 you will get. Now we need two numbers whose product is 6 and whose sum is 5. That's why 3 and 2 is the suitable pair. The product of 3 and 2 is 6 and their sum is 5. That's why I can write 5 as 3 plus 2. Now 2 root 3 x square minus 3 plus 2 into x plus root 3 is equal to 0. Now from this, yes, you can check these two steps, both are fine. Go for distributive property to simplify the middle term. 2 root 3 x square minus 3x, minus and plus minus, you will get 2x plus root 3 is equal to 0. Grouping of first two terms as one group and last two terms as other group. And from the first two terms I can take out root 3x as common. Root 3x, if you take root 3x common from the first two terms, here the remainder is 2x, here the remainder is root 3. Here nothing is, you can take common out here from these two. Take minus 1 into 2x minus root 3 is equal to 0. Now from the two groups, here 2x minus root 3 and 2x minus root 3 you can take out common. 2x minus root 3 is into, here in the first group the remainder is root 3x, minus in the second group the remainder is 1. Therefore, we factorize this polynomial as 2x minus root 3 into root 3x minus 1. Equate both of them to zeros, we will get the required zeros. 2x minus root 3 is equal to 0, 2x is equal to root 3. From the x is root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2 is 1 0 of the given polynomial. To find the other 0, equate root 3x minus 1 to 0. Root 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. From this, root 3x is equal to plus 1. X is 1 by root 3. But here root 3 is irrational number which we are having in the denominator. Whenever there is a irrational number in the denominator, we should go for rationalization. You have to make it as rational number. Further, multiply with RF of root 3, that is root 3. Multiply both the numerator and denominator with RF of root 3, that is root 3. If 1 into root 3 is root 3, root 3 into root 3 is 3. Therefore, in the denominator, I will get a rational number. Therefore, the two zeros I got are zeros of p of x are root 3 by 2 and root 3 by 3. Now you got the zeros of the polynomial. Let's verify the relationships. Before that, let's see the values of ABC. Here A is coefficient of x square, 2 root 3, and B is minus 5, and C is the constant term, that is root 3. Now take the zeros, one as alpha, that is root 3 by 2, the other one as beta, that is root 3 by 3. Now find alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Alpha plus beta is root 3 by 2 plus root 3 by 3, that is 3 root, here go for LCM of denominators, that is 6. 2 3 6, 3 into numerator root 3, 3 root 3. 3 2 6, 2 into numerator root 3, 2 root 3. 3 root 3 plus 2 root 3 is 5 root 3 by 6. Now alpha beta is root 3 by 2 into root 3 by 3, that is root 3 by 6 I will get, and 1 by 2. Let's find minus b by a. Minus b by a is equal to minus b. B is already minus 5. Minus b is minus of minus 5. And a is already 2 root 3. So 5 by 2 root 3. Again here you have denominator. In the denominator I have irrational number. I should go for rationalization. 5 by 2 root 3 into, here irrational factor is root 3. You have to multiply with RF of root 3, that is root 3 only. 5 by 2 root 3 into root 3 by root 3. 5 into root 3 is 5 root 3. 2 root 3 into root 3. 2 into root 3 into root 3 is 3. 2 3 is 6. So minus b by I got 5 root 3 by 6. Coming to c by a, c is already root 3. By a is 2 root 3. The root 3 by 2 root 3 is 1 by 2. If you observe the values, alpha plus beta is 5 root 3 by 6 and minus b by a is 5 root 3 by 6. Both are equal. Alpha beta is 1 by 2 and c by a is also 1 by 2. From the above, we can conclude alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. The relationship between the zeros and coefficients is verified in case of 2 root 3 x square minus 5x plus root 3. Let's solve one more problem. Check whether 2 and minus 6 are zeros of the polynomial x square plus 4x minus 12, and then verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Here he has given two numbers which we have to verify whether they are zeros of the given polynomial or not. In the previous problems, he didn't give any zeros to us. We calculated their zeros, then verified the relationship between zeros and the coefficients. But in this case, he has given two numbers. We have to verify whether they are zeros of this polynomial or not. Now to verify whether 2 and minus 6 are zeros of x square plus 4x minus 12 or not, a given polynomial I have taken it as p of x. Now here first mention the values of a, b, c. A is coefficient of x square, that is 1, and b is coefficient of x, that is 4, and c is constant term, that is minus 12. First I will verify whether 2 is, the number 2 is 0 of p of x or not. For that I have to calculate p of 2. P of 2 will get, replace x by 2. By writing the number 2 in place of x, we will get the p of 2. Therefore 2 square plus 4x, that is 4 into 2 minus 12. And 2 square is 4, plus 4 is 8 minus 12. Add all plus quantities, this 4 plus 8 is 12. Add all minus quantities, here only one minus quantity is there, that's why minus 12 is 0. If we got p of 2 is equal to 0, therefore minus 2 is a 0 of p of x. Let's verify for minus 6 and calculate p of minus 6, that is minus 6 whole square plus 4 into minus 6 minus 12. Now minus 6 whole square is plus 36, plus into minus is minus you will have, and 4 6 is 24 minus 12. Add all plus quantities, here only one plus quantity is there, that's why 36. And add all minus quantities, here two minus quantities are there, add them, that is 36, and common sign minus. 36 minus 36 you will get 0. Therefore p of minus 6 I got 0. So 6 is a 0 of p of x. Therefore whatever numbers he has given, they are zeros of x square plus 4x minus 12. So I got zeros of p of x are minus 2 and minus 6. Now let's verify the relationship between zeros and coefficients by using these zeros and the respective coefficients. Now take alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to minus 6. Calculate alpha plus beta, that's 2 plus minus 6, that's 2 minus 6, you will get minus 4. Alpha beta product of zeros, 2 into minus 6, that is minus 12. Coming to minus b by a, b is 4, we need minus b, that is minus 4. There is a is 1, minus 4 by 1, that is minus 4. C by a, c is minus 12 and a is 1, that's why minus 12 by 1 will get minus 12. Very clearly alpha plus beta and minus b by are equal, minus 4, both are minus 4s, and alpha beta and c by are also equal, both are minus 12s. From the above can conclude alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Therefore the relationship between zeros and coefficients is verified in this case. So in this class we have learnt about the relationship between zeros and coefficients of a quadratic polynomial. That is, if alpha and beta are zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, then alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. The same relations can be written as sum of zeros is equal to minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Product of zeros is equal to constant by coefficient of x square. In the next class, we will discuss about relationship between zeros and coefficients of a cubic polynomial and some applications of these relationships. Thank you.